Discussion on Hunter's Ridge and Hunter's View. And anyone that would like to open this discussion?
I just want to report where we are in this process, and there's nothing before you to act upon tonight. If you'll recall, the Hunter's View was before this board, and you had a public hearing, and the attorneys for the developer were here, and attorneys representing some property owners in Hunter's Ridge was present. And an issue came up about the fact that the approval by the planning and zoning had been over 1 year, and the ordinance said that it expired after a year unless there was approval of the P&Z to extend that. There was approval by the P&Z to extend it. That approval was granted after it had expired. Therefore, the legal question arises, can you resurrect something that has been dead from expiration after the fact? There is no case law on that point, so it was open for debate. My recommendation was that because it was expired, it should be resubmitted, remove that question about the expiration from consideration, and proceed ahead. The question then arose when it went back to P&Z to be reconsidered. The question arose, does it need to be reviewed again by the park board? Because if you recall, the park board had waived the requirement of dedicated parkland within the plat and accepted in lieu thereof payments in cash. So the question became, did it have to go back before the park board before it went to the planning and zoning? My answer to that question is no. The park board approval did not have a drop dead provision in it like the 1 year provision in the planning and zoning subdivision approval ordinance. Okay, but that brought forth a review of the park land dedication ordinance. And the park land dedication ordinance, which allows you to pay, allows the park board to accept cash instead of land for park dedication. Well, there is a provision in the park ordinance for plat approval that allows permission to accept cash instead of parkland in a subdivision of 30 acres or less. This subdivision is slightly over 30 acres by any information that I have at this time. I have talked with the attorney, Mark Epstein, who's the attorney for the Hunter's Ridge property owners, and I have talked with Kim Rome, who is the attorney for the developer. And right now, the developer is making a determination, I guess he is, that's where I left it with his attorney, and I don't know if the two attorneys have talked with each other or not, but I talked with each of them. And so the decision is being made right now by the developer exactly what course of action he's going to take with respect to the plat and where he is where he's going to be in the approval process. So that's just a status report of where we are. No action is to be taken until we're requested by someone to act on something.